Hey guys, Jeb here, and today I have another product review for you. The guys over at Netduma actually sent me out the new Netduma R3 to test out to see if it can actually help against skill-based matchmaking. And we all know that it can, but this one comes with the new DumaOS 4 software with a lot more features that can help you modify your in-game experience. Now, I don't have a code. They sent me out this purely for review. If you end up wanting to get one of these bad boys and save you 5% off, I'm going to go ahead and leave Drifter's code and link down in the description. He'll save you 5% with code DRFT. I'll just be doing a product review. So we're going to go ahead and get into unboxing this bad boy. And then we're going to do some testing out on stream. And then I'm going to show you the best settings, at least that I found, to help tone down skill-based matchmaking when playing Call of Duty. And to be fair, this is going to be a very quick unboxing as there's not much to it. You clip one little plastic piece on the front, you open this bad boy up, it has a quick start guide. Pretty simple. Attach the antennas, plug up all the cables, hook it up to the power source, turn it on, and let it rip. So right here, right off the bat, you get yourself a nice brand new wireless router. You have the antennas underneath, if you can see that. We got the power cable, and we got you a nice Ethernet cable. Now this is for Wi-Fi 6, so it's going to be more up to date. They have had a couple iterations of the Netduma. This, I believe, is the third one. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy hooked up, and I'm going to talk to y'all again after I stream and mess with some settings. So we just loaded Call of Duty up. As you can see, we haven't actually gone into the menu system yet. And right off the bat, you can see a lot of servers that the Netduma has already pinged that Call of Duty might be trying to access. And where you can see after I have set my home location, there's a lot of servers outside. And the closest ones to me is really in Georgia. But using this, I have actually seen us matchmake, for example, over here in Washington, California. I've been matchmade down here at the tip of Miami. I've been matchmade all over the place more often than not when I should be matching to these servers here in Georgia. So we're going to run a couple of matches. We're not going to play. We're going to just try to load in. And keep in mind, on my account, I have decent stats. I've been playing a lot. And as of recently, I dropped a nuke. Now you'll see over here, currently my PlayStation, we are going to turn the filtering off. Right now it is on, but we're turning it off. And we're going to go try and search for a match and see where it pings depending on my stats. Because we all know skill-based matchmaking and engagement optimized matchmaking, ping is not king. And you'll find yourself matching all over the country. Sometimes in previous games, I've actually match made in like Ireland, Europe, and other things playing by myself. So let's see where it sticks us. So we are connecting to a match right off the bat. And it looks like our first match, as you can see on screen, is going to be loading us into Chicago. But keep in mind, down there on the screen, you can actually see that there's a Georgia server. And in the previous screens, there's actually a couple Georgia server. First match, Chicago. Looks like we have a second match being locked in. Where are we going? We are going back to Chicago. The game was in progress the previous time we loaded into, and it looks like we're going right back to the same location. Once again, not Georgia. If ping was king, I would be in Georgia. Going into game 3, it looks like it actually matched us in Georgia for one time. Keep in mind, ping to Georgia is 14 to 15 milliseconds. It does seem to spike up. We are running steady ping to help stabilize everything. So that's why you're seeing that buffer kick into play, which will make gunfights feel a little bit better. But it looks like so far, 3 games, 2 have been Illinois, 1 has been Georgia. So it looks like going into game 4, we're back in Chicago. So 3 out of 4 times, it has been Chicago and not Georgia. I don't think ping is king is actually legit. We're going to do one more game and see where we end up. I don't know if it'll be the extreme that's out on the West Coast, but let's find out. Alrighty, now we are going into game number 5. Let's see where it is sticking us. And it's not Georgia once again. Keep in mind, we have, I believe, 2 data centers in Georgia that we should be able to connect to. We're going to Philadelphia. Keep in mind, I'm by myself, so there shouldn't be any other impact on the matchmaking. But now we have been match made 4 out of 5 times at different servers that are much farther away than the ones that would identify as helping ping be king. So let's see what happens when I turn this bad boy on and shrink our circle down. Let's see if it's going to force it to Georgia and block all the other locations. Okay, now we're going to turn our Geo-Filter back on. and we are going to shrink the circle down so that it should be blocking the Chicago and Philadelphia servers that we've connected to. Technically, we should only be connecting to anything inside this circle, mainly these Georgian servers. So let's go ahead and search for a match and see what actually happens when we do this. You should be able to see a yellow triangle pop up on the screen to show as it is rejecting. Keep in mind, your matchmaking times will increase when you're doing this. You are limiting the scope and size and amount of players you can possibly connect to. And as you can see, right off the bat, it's pinging Georgia. So let's start loading into a game. I see the gameplay is loading up. Where are we connected to officially? We are connected to Georgia. Just like that. So with the Netduma, you can force Activision's idea that ping is king to be a reality. So now when I only want like low ping rates, turn it on. But keep in mind, if you do this, you might not be able to play with friends who are all over the country, all over the world, because this will be trying to reject them from connecting to you. We did have an instance where we invited a player from outside this ring, and when we tried to do matchmaking, it just straight up rejected it because he was not inside of it. And we hit that joining a match less than 200 millisecond ping, then it disappeared, and we just did not find a match until I turned this back on. Then we could easily find a match afterwards. So if you were going to do this, keep in mind, it's only going to be able to play with people inside this ring. Hopefully they'll share your location where it's at. Now, if you have a friend group who falls within these small rings, y'all can all have a form of toned down skill-based matchmaking because it will force ping being king. So there's three things that I really enjoy about the Netduma and its software. First off, the Geo-Filter. Great. Just being able to actually control where you're matchmaking. Top of the line, I really much enjoy that. The second one is actually Smart Boost. So basically it allows you to set the priority for what you want the router to process first. So we were having on my previous router issues when I started doing dual streaming, when I was streaming to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Well, I set live streaming as the top priority. So now anytime I'm streaming, I'm not having issues anymore with the signal going out. You may have noticed I'm not dropping frames, and in my streams are much more consistent. That would be thanks to this feature. I make sure live streaming is always the priority, then gaming, and then, file sharing and video streaming, so that if, the girlfriend's watching Netflix or Hulu, well, it's not going to affect your stream or your game if that is what you're doing at that point in time. File sharing is down there as well, in case, you're a video editor for someone and while you're live streaming, they upload a massive video. It won't mess anything up. So I very much like this feature. And the third thing is it's actually very simple to me, but every so often I like tracking what's going on my internet just to see like usage and whatnot. You're able to actually see how much uploaded downloads going on. So if you are having issues potentially with different drop frames, or maybe your ISP is lying to you about your speed and your usage, you can pop this bad boy up. I like to do real time for when I'm observing things, but then you can also see how much data you've done over the hour, the day, or you can actually do the week if you need to. So it's a very good feature. Those are my top three things. I do like the fact that there is customization for the physical router as well, because I'm the type of person in my gaming setup that I actually do not like a ton of lights in here. Like when it comes to my PCs, I don't go flashy, I go quiet and soundproof. So like I have a be quiet case instead of, say, the flashy RGB lights going everywhere. I know you see these down here. Typically these are actually off when I'm not streaming or making content. So the fact that I can actually turn off all the lights on the router is great. You can also customize them to make it more RGB and flashy, especially if you have the router out and viewable. But that's a nice little feature to have. So those are my top three things. So the game I'm showing you on screen is actually the first match that I played after hooking up the Netduma. I hadn't played COD for a day or two. My aim was really bad and shaky. I hadn't warmed up. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I played awful. But somehow I went on a 20 kill streak on the way to my first nuke. Did I get it this game? I didn't. It'll be later down the line that I actually ended up getting it. But this is the type of lobby that you will occasionally run into now. So I glazed over something earlier in this video that I am actually very happy with this router that it has, and that is something called steady ping. You did get to see when I was looking for matches and showing you where I was connected, how it was stabilizing the ping to a specific level. You actually could see how the ping was going up and down inside of the router, and it tried to lock you at slightly above its peak, so it averaged out. That will help make for much more consistent connections, more consistent gunfights. You might not have to worry about the bullet stack issue in Call of Duty where it feels like you just blink and you're dead, where everybody else's bullets just turn into one and obliterate you. It actually feels like you're in gunfights because of this new steady ping feature. It is actually really good. And you're gonna be able to see throughout this match, I'm just potatoing, but I'm doing well. So far, I've been using this router a couple weeks now, and I've got to say, when I turn on Geo-Filter, COD feels much more fun to play. When I have it off, it feels like that predictable skill-based matchmaking. You do good, it punishes you, average is out, and you know what to expect in COD. But when turning on the Geo-Filter, I know that my connection is going to be great. I know that my ping is going to be stable, and I know that Activision skill-based matchmaking isn't fully taking advantage of me and controlling me. It actually feels more like old school Call of Duty. And I say that because when it comes to the lobbies, you're not getting bot lobbies. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, you're not going to get bot lobbies when you turn on Geo-Filter with the Netduma. What you're going to get is that old school feeling of you might have one or two sweats in the game, you'll have a handful of average players, and you might have some bad players. It's actually a game full of people across the skill spectrum. And I appreciate that. That's what I miss about Call of Duty. Do I want to pub stomp every so often? Sure, I would love to. But the reality is I just want to have different experiences when I play, and being that this router is allowing me to have that, I am very much happy with it, and I am very happy that they sent it out to me, and I do appreciate it. If you are mainly a Call of Duty player or any type of other first-person shooter player and you're wanting to have more control over your matchmaking, I would say that this router is a good one to pick up. It gives you more control, it'll help stabilize things. I'm also, like, I know we're talking about the Geo-Filter a lot. I am actually very happy with the Smart Boost. The fact that I was dropping 2,000 plus frames a stream when I was trying to dual stream, and now every time I look over, I'm not dropping any frames, and it's just stabilized everything. I'm extremely happy because I don't know, for those of you who are content creators, streamers, you know how angry that will make you, that something that shouldn't be happening, that you have no control over, you now have control over it. So now I don't have to worry about looking over at OBS every 5 seconds being like, hey, am I losing frames? Is my viewers getting a very bad experience? Like, you actually can rely on your stream is getting every frame that you are encoding, and it's great. So because of my experience in testing this out over the past 3 to 4 weeks, I can highly recommend this router. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I don't have a code, I don't get a percentage or anything, but if you'd like to save, the Drifter's links will be down in the description. Support him if you'd like to. The old router that I had is already in the closet. I really do like it. So if you're looking to pick up a new router, check the links down in the description. Thank you, Netduma, for sending this product out for me to review. I am very happy with it, and I look forward to having more fun in the future. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new, like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.